Hello and welcome, and today is the 13th day of March 2018. It's also Crypto Day. Happy Crypto Day. Every day is such. And this video will be THETA, THETA /BTC, currently trading at around 17 3/4 Satoshi. How do I reset the scale on this? Because I was playing around with this before. I see it right there. Reset scale. Okay, so we have the THETA chart. Everything, of course, within your own risk, own reward. We're looking at right now the 4-hour time frame. There's not much data overall, so the entire daily time frame has a open roughly, well, the end of the first day at about 1300. So price action as it stands right now is only about 20 or so % above. It opened at a time when all of the other alternate coins had already pretty much hit their tops. We're still a little overextended from that point, and eventually, of course, rolled over for the most part, all of them in February and still into this month for some other ones as well. So it had its first little decent push in here. And right now that's the top on January the 27th. It's been grinding its way to the downside ever since. After making this low, and the low was in at 1236, it had a small rally up to the 18 average of highs, but it obviously didn't do much more other than that. The level of support that it did have in mid-February held from February 21st through the 28th. And that was the day JSNIP4 mentioned it on his channel, and the price has risen from there. So how much of this move, breaking above here, coming back to support, and now stabilizing within the 18, is because of his channel? Probably it has a little bit to do with it. Now, whether this on the long-term time frame is going to be a magnificent play or not, I don't know. I know mathematically that a lot of these codes could have spectacular, monstrous gains, at least many in history have. When you look back and you see some, and you have the luxury or the ability to see its early stage prices and compare it with some of its higher or current ones, you're like, man, that's up a lot. You look at Dash back in the early days, Ethereum in the early time frames, Neo and all of those, PivX, DGB. There are so many, a lot I can't even think of right now, that have had monstrous 200, 400, 500x gains, even against Bitcoin. And 1780 Satoshi isn't really that much overall. But I like to buy low, sell high, and I've been doing a lot of buying and selling since I got in. I got in on February the 28th. I'm going to show you the list of my transactions. One is the first column. I put this information in a spreadsheet so I can get a bit of data calculated. I bought 1,261.4 of them at the price of 1,542, and this is on the Huobi website. HUOBI.pro. I bought it at the price 1542, and what happened was I made two deposits. I made one deposit in Bitcoin, and then I deposited 0.05 in Bitcoin, which is basically this buy here. And then I deposited the value of 0.02 Bitcoin in Litecoin. I did the Bitcoin deposit first, and I did the Litecoin one second. The Litecoin one got there faster. So I sold the Litecoin on the exchange, and I ended up buying, again, this is what I ended up getting for my Litecoin. I mean, Litecoin transfers are quicker. It's like 3 cents for me to send it from my hardware wallet, whereas Bitcoin was like $1 and change. Well, I thought it was cheap for the time. I mean, usually it's been $4 or $5 lately, and it's slower. So I'd rather move Litecoin amongst the network in transaction by far over that of Bitcoin. But the Bitcoin came in, and I was able to buy 3,174.6 more at 1575. So my original investment was 0.07, and I had 4,436 to start with. 2 represents a sale. I sold 325.16 at 1730, and as well as 132.8, so 458, a little more than that, at 1730. And then I bought back 481 at 1642. So basically I got like 30 or whatever, because I ended up, whatever the amount of Bitcoin that I got from this sale, I got back here. Then I sold it again at 1738. Then I bought it back again at 1620. I bought some more at 1405. I probably should have got more, but I was working with getting transactions in, and well, the market just rallied after that, so I couldn't. Well, I could have bought more, but I didn't. Instead, I sold some at 1575. Then I sold again at 1744. Then I sold some again at 1993. And I bought back again at 1736. That's my last transaction. So if it goes down to 1500-ish or so, I'll buy some more. If it goes back up close to 2000, I'll sell some more again. Statistically speaking, I have 4,195 coins almost. That's around 240 less than I started. My net Bitcoin spend cost is 0.0629. And thus my average buy cost is 1,500 Satoshi, basically. I bought at 1,405, but my cheapest buy after that was basically my entry point. So I've already been able to noticeably lower my starting cost from the transactions. And I'm just going to keep on just looking at this and deciding when to buy and sell, and keep working within this method. Now, what I've also noticed about the website of the Huobi Pro, right in here on the top or right part of the screen, you can see it, is that their Bitcoin Cash, their withdrawal fee is 90% lower than it is that on Bittrex, and it's about $1 or so to withdraw on Bittrex. It's about 10 cents or so here. So therefore, whenever I need to buy Bitcoin Cash and move it to my hardware wallet, this is where I'll be looking to buy it. Even if I have to deposit Litecoin here first, sell the Litecoin on the exchange, and then buy the Bitcoin Cash, then move it back to my wallet, that's what I'll do. Okay, so this is the daily chart, 4-hour chart. Let's do a little bit of technical analyses. We got one hit top here at about 19 high change. Again here, again here. See, I missed out on selling up here, and I'm like, why didn't I just take advantage of it? That's why I've been doing a lot of these up and down moves on recent times. And I like how it's holding above this point. You can almost make a case that it's like an inverted head and shoulders pattern, with this being the left shoulder area, the middle, obviously the lower dip being the head, and now it's on its right shoulder. But it's got a long ways to go to get up to this resistance point. It's had a long time establishing support on the short term at this 1750-ish handle, maybe a little north of that as well. And if it ends up falling well below this, then who knows how many lower levels it could end up testing. But if you're ever in a chart and you know it's going to probably go down, and almost everything you can say that with, you want to have a strategy inclined in case a market goes down here, here, and here. How are you going to react to it? I think that's a very good situation. Now, if there's any move here, I guess just by looking at this, Fibonacci would probably come in at about 1,500 and change. I'd be looking in around here. This is probably where, I'm just curious where my buy order is. 1567. I think it's somewhere around there, but I'm just going to make sure that that's where my next buy order would be at, if of course it goes there. And breaking above this resistance in here, well, you know, just like any market, it's almost you're in uncharted territories for the most part. And you can then get, who knows how large of moves you can get. Sometimes you're going to break a resistance level like this on any given chart and maybe double the price from the resistance, only even get a 30% gain. Sometimes you'll have a nice move that's a 4x or a 10x or a 50x or 200x or 500x or who knows. But If it's a damn good coin and it's got whatever good fundamental purposes that apparently JSNP4 seems to think it is, based on video or for content creators, or I don't even really know what it is, but I know how to trade. So that's important enough for me. But if it's damn good, don't be surprised if it has a damn good move to the upside where we're talking about 50x or 200x. And if you get a 50x move, and that's what your return is on an original investment, well, now you could technically lose like 40 of the exact same type of bets in a row, exact same starting wagers rather, and you'd still be profiting on that type of speculation. And you know that's not going to happen, but I'm just stating that mathematically, when you are available to get into situations where you can get monstrous moves and you try to get as much volume of that type of strategy play, it can work out very well for you in the long term, because you might play 30 different codes like this and maybe 5 to 7 of them went to nothing. And maybe another 6 or 7 of them are just losing small, losing medium, barely breaking even, barely profiting. And then you had this one that did pretty good, and these 2 or 3 that did very good. Now one above it did better than outstanding, but this one, the only other one left, oh my goodness, it just destroyed the upside targets. And well, that one really helped my portfolio, one might state. And then they look at how much they're profiting, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is pretty darn near good. So really that's the whole point of it as far as how I look at a lot of these codes, because I'm not going to spend too much time at all looking at the fundamentals and anything I can see in any type of things from Reddit or anything from any type of fundamental stuff that is, like, to me, like, whatever. A lot of it is really nonsense. My forte is, of course, the mathematics, and I'm just going to continue working within such a strategy. Thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a magnificent day. Bye-bye. And happy Crypto Day.